Why I've changed my mind about Paddy Pimblett versus Justin Gaethje. In my last video, I talked about how Justin is being overlooked and how Paddy's actual performances have been pretty lackluster on top of not really improving as much as people have been saying. But in this video, I want to talk about why I'm pretty worried for Justin Gaethje in this fight. Because while I think Paddy being a 2-1 favorite is pretty ridiculous, Justin has had some horrible tendencies throughout his career that could make this fight end pretty fast. Starting off, why Justin Gaethje's leg kicks will be the deciding factor in this fight. While he doesn't rely on them compared to as much in the past, it's caused him to get taken down and knocked out because of it. And on top of that, they're just not that effective. It's a good way to point fight, but if we look at all of his fights, especially earlier on, he nearly got knocked out by Michael Johnson because of it. Right after he threw the leg kick, he got hurt bad, and luckily it was the end of the round, so he was able to survive. Dustin Poirier, he landed a ton of leg kicks on Dustin Poirier, and then in the fourth round, he throws one, he gets caught and knocked out because of it, and he got caught while Dustin was in the southpaw stance, so it didn't even have that big of an effect anyway. Again, it was good to point fight, it got him up on rounds, but it didn't really do a ton of damage. Against Eddie Alvarez, he threw a ton of leg kicks, especially in the third round, but Eddie was able to land a knee straight to the face and knocks out Justin Gaethje in orthodox stance, so he didn't have to change stances. Even against Max Holloway, he landed a ton of leg kicks and it just didn't do anything. And while Justin's chin isn't as good as it used to be, I don't see Paddy Pimblett landing one of these shots and putting Justin Gaethje out. I don't think he's that great of a striker or even a great striker at all. Maybe he times the knee because Justin Gaethje always dips his head, but I don't see Paddy Pimblett knocking out Justin Gaethje. But how Justin Gaethje loses this fight and why the leg kicks are the deciding factor is if Paddy Pimblett is able to take him down off of it. We saw Eddie nearly take him down from it, Khabib took him down from it, and most recently Fiziev took him down in the first minute of their fight. Now, to be fair, I doubt he was preparing to wrestle against Fiziev, but regardless, he got taken down with really no resistance twice. Additionally, when he gets taken down, even if he gets up, because he does have a good ability to scramble up to his feet, he's at risk of getting submitted. And against Paddy Pimblett, I really think if he just gets one takedown, the fight's probably over. Is Justin Gaethje washed? So I think the best version of Justin Gaethje was actually after the Oliveira fight. I think since he lost his second opportunity at the belt, he's improved a ton. I would say somewhere around the first Fiziev fight to the second Dustin Poirier fight, he was a lot more technical and he wasn't as reckless compared to his earlier days, and he also didn't kick as much. So comparing the first Fiziev fight with the second Fiziev fight, how different did he look? Now, it is important to note that Fiziev was on short notice, on a week's notice, and it definitely showed. In the first round of the first Fiziev fight, Fiziev won by constantly moving, landing body kicks. It was a close round, but Justin wasn't really able to land any hard leg kicks because of Fiziev's movement. Round 2 was essentially the same, but Justin won it off of visible damage. And then in the third round, Fiziev was winning it until Justin Gaethje started jabbing. Neither guy, for some reason, was throwing any jabs in the first fight. And after he started throwing it, he was landing it, and it caused visible damage on Fiziev's face, which made him rush and then get tagged a bunch, causing him to lose the round and lose the fight because of it. Now, in the rematch, it was a much slower pace compared to the first fight. Fiziev mixed up the grappling and won the first round pretty clearly, although neither guy really landed a ton of strikes. Second round, same thing, was pretty close, but Gaethje is finally able to hurt him with his uppercut, easily wins the second round. And then Fiziev was actually winning the first few minutes of the third round, and it looked like he was going to win, but because he took it on 7 days notice, he gassed out bad. In the last minute and a half, Justin Gaethje finishes strong and he ends up winning the fight because of it. Now, if Fiziev didn't take it on short notice and it was a full camp, he probably would have won. So I don't think Gaethje is as good as he was in 2023, maybe even 2024, but I don't think he's completely washed. Now, he hasn't fought in about a year, so we'll see how much different he looks in this fight compared to the second Fiziev fight. But I know people say he's 37 years old. I think they expect him to look like Tony Ferguson as soon as he steps in the cage, but I don't think he's going to look that bad. I just don't think he's fully in his prime. Although with Paddy Pimblett in the grappling, I don't know if it would make that much of a difference. Why Gaethje probably doesn't KO Paddy Pimblett. Now, I originally said Justin Gaethje would win by mid-rounds TKO, but if we actually look at this fight, we know Paddy Pimblett has a granite chin, and Justin Gaethje, he doesn't really get finishes. A lot of his finishes are against super chinny guys like James Vick, Edson Barboza, Donald Cerrone, and outside of the Dustin Poirier rematch where he landed the head kick, He doesn't always get finishes. He wasn't able to finish Michael Chandler, who is pretty chinny. That went to a decision. Against Fiziev, it went to a decision twice. He couldn't hurt Eddie Alvarez. He wasn't able to finish Charles Oliveira, who is much chinnier than Paddy Pimblett. He landed bombs on Tony Ferguson, and he wasn't really able to hurt him until the 4th or 5th round. Now, if Paddy was the way he was a few years ago, super reckless, I could see Justin Gaethje maybe landing the shot later on in the fight. But he's a lot more patient now. He's more technical, and he fights on the outside, so he can see the shot coming. So I think it's a lot less likely that Justin Gaethje knocks him out. So I think Gaethje's only real way of getting the finish is maybe a 4th or 5th round TKO where the damage just adds up and Paddy Pimblett is completely gassed. But I don't really see that happening. I actually think Gaethje's main way of winning is by a decision, which sounds crazy. But Gaethje over his career has had so many decisions. I don't think it's that insane to say Justin Gaethje can win this, but by decision, not by knockout. But Paddy Pimblett, his cardio has improved so much. If we look at the 3rd round of the Tony Ferguson fight, he was completely gassed and it was pretty high pace. The Chandler fight was also high pace, but in the 3rd round, he was able to get the finish. Didn't look gassed at all. Looked like he could go maybe another 2 rounds. So that's the one area of improvement where I think Paddy Pimblett has done the best job of improving his gas tank, his cardio. And I think Gaethje will be pretty patient in this fight, so I don't think it's going to be a crazy pace. So I actually do think Paddy Pimblett can go all 5 rounds. My takeaways from the Chandler performances. I said in my last video that Paddy versus Chandler was one of the most overrated performances of the year, which I do agree with. I don't think Paddy Pimblett really shot a ton of takedowns. It was mainly Chandler getting the takedowns on him and Paddy Pimblett just outpointing him on the feet. But if we look at Gaethje versus Chandler at UFC 268, Chandler actually did a lot better than many people remember. He arguably won the 1st round. He lost the 2nd round, but in the 3rd round, he actually was doing a pretty good job. And maybe if he did enough in the last 2 minutes or so, he could have won the fight. But in Michael Chandler fashion, he has no fight IQ. He was showboating the entire last 2 minutes and he lost the fight. So while it was a much better version of Michael Chandler, I don't think Gaethje's performance against Michael Chandler was one of his best. Why I believe that Paddy Pimblett will actually stand with Justin Gaethje. Paddy recently said that he wants to stand with Justin Gaethje, and a lot of people are saying that he's lying, this and that, but I actually do believe him. In his UFC career, he hasn't shot really that many takedowns. He only shot on Michael Chandler once he was hurt. The Bobby Green fight, that was a slip. Yes, he was able to take down Tony Ferguson, but pretty much everyone's able to take down Tony. And he wasn't able to take down Jared Gordon. But I don't think that that means that he can't take down Justin Gaethje. I think even if Paddy's able to just stun him on the feet, not really rock Justin Gaethje, but just tag him a little bit, and Justin Gaethje is a little dazed, I think he could shoot then and take him down. And I think once it hits the mat, it's over. Because of his durability, he has 5 rounds to just get 1 single takedown, maybe 2 takedowns in the fight, which I definitely think is possible. And I think that he's going to stand with Justin because I think he's going to be very patient early on. I actually think both guys are going to be patient, and I think he's going to wait to get respect on the feet, because even though he is a grappler first, that's where he's the best at, is on the ground. In most of his fights, he strikes like 90% of the time. I think for this fight, he's going to know that he has to shoot takedowns, but I just don't think it's going to be in the first round. Now, what do I see happening in this fight, and how do I see the fight going? I think the first round, both guys are going to be super patient, fighting on the outside. I think it's going to be a much slower round than most of us are anticipating. Both guys will land some shots. I think most of it will be Justin Gaethje landing just a few leg kicks, Paddy Pimblett landing a few leg kicks, no real damaging shots. But I think at the very end of the first round, Gaethje will hit him with something, kind of stun Paddy Pimblett, not really rock him because he has a great chin, but it's going to make Paddy Pimblett want to shoot in the next round. I think there's going to be some clinch moments where Justin Gaethje is able to land knees. Paddy Pimblett tries to take him down from here, can't get him down. I think Justin will stuff the first takedown in the second round because I don't think Paddy Pimblett is going to have a great entry. He's going to have to set up the takedowns much better compared to his other fights. And I think it could just even be just a slip from Justin Gaethje. I think something is going to happen. Maybe Paddy Pimblett does get one of the takedowns at the end of the second round. I'm going to say takes him down and submits him. And the reason why I think I'm going to go with Paddy Pimblett is because I think he's going to last all 5 rounds. I think he'll be in pretty good shape, and I just believe he needs 1 takedown in 25 minutes, and he's going to submit Justin Gaethje. And I do think he could get that 1 takedown. So I do think I'm going to change my mind. I'm not really confident. I'm going to be so mad if Gaethje wins and then I end up getting the pick wrong. But I think I'm going to go with Paddy by like a second round submission. Let me know what you disagree with if you're picking Justin Gaethje, if you're picking Paddy Pimblett, what you disagree with in this video, why you're picking him. Let me know what you think.